Wondering what crypto miner hosting is and why you need it? If you're tired of dealing with high heat, constant noise, and skyrocketing electric bills from running your crypto miners at home, we've got the solution. Welcome to Terra Hosting. We make crypto mining hassle-free. Our top-tier facilities ensure your operations run smoothly with an impressive average 99% uptime. Need help? Our 24/7 support team and repair services are always ready to assist you. Got a broken machine? We offer RMA assistance to get you back on track as fast as possible. While you wait for your unit, Terra Hosting will loan you a similar model so that you don't lose hash rate, keeping your profits coming in. Looking to expand your farm? Our clients get significant discounts on mining hardware. Make the smart move to Terra Hosting. Visit terrahosting.io today and experience stress-free crypto mining.
Hello, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Let me get a little music going on here. A little thrown off today. StreamYard did not work the way I was hoping. There we go. A little background music going on, but we're good. So we are not on Twitter today. So anybody coming over from Twitter, like, what is going on? You know, how come it's not live over there? Somehow StreamYard got goofed up. I do apologize. Let me just make sure I get this finished set up. So we are hanging out today on YouTube only. So sorry for everybody on Twitter. But welcome, guys. Thanks for coming to hang out with me today over my lunch break. Not sure if you guys are on your lunch break or your situation, but I will be hanging out with you guys for the next hour over my lunch break, talking crypto mining, some of the latest, greatest. We're going to talk a little bit about selling some hardware, and what else is kind of going on in the scene here. So give some shout outs in chat. The Traveler's Travel is getting here way early, like half hour early, if not more. What's up, man? Ryan Harris in chat there. D-Win is here. Hello, D-Win. Ryan Harris. Rupert, what's going on, Rupert? Welcome. Automatic Beats is here. Dead Man. Let's see. Logan. Welcome, Logan. Happy to have you. Daddy Chill. Intrepid, how are you, man? Thank you for coming to hang out. Cloud is here. Offshore Miner, welcome, man. Happy to have you as well. Thanks for coming to hang out with us here. Mood Saver, Static is here. Mainly Mushrooms is here as well as Brian. So welcome, guys. Thanks for coming to hang out with us today. I did put a poll in chat. Poll very much is, are you thinking about selling hardware? And I know it's wild because a lot of you guys are stepping into this crypto mining scene right now, like a lot of new people, and you can actually tell by the poll that I did. Are you thinking about selling hardware? We have 57% of you said no, 25% said yes, and 17% said I don't own any miners at all. So I think this is, it's very interesting to read this for sure, to see the fact of like 17% of you guys are brand spanking new and coming to hang out here in chat, which I think is awesome. It also shows there's a lot of new people. Our channel has grown immensely over the last several months. Just a lot of new people coming into the scene. Maybe not where we were with GPU mining, but definitely a lot of ASIC miners stepping into the scene. I chat with a lot of you guys consulting during the evenings that are brand new, looking to get into the space as well, which is great. Now, the question on like, are you looking to sell hardware? A lot of you guys are very much like, well, wait, why would you sell hardware? Like, well, let's chat through that a little bit. So I've been mining for the last 3 years, and I've bought hardware during the bear market. And traditionally, your hardware is viewed as an asset. Not just like your crypto is viewed as an asset, your miner, your money printer is viewed as an asset. You buy it during a bear market, possibly, and then the value will actually go up in a bull market because the profitability has increased. So for me, I'm constantly buying new hardware. It's something that I firmly believe in, that you need to continue buying into this within this whole ecosystem, but that you do need to sell. You need to sell some hardware. Am I selling all my hardware? Absolutely not. I'm not even selling any of my, actually one full-size ASIC miner I'm thinking about selling. And you might go, well, why? Why? Well, I'm actually selling one full-size ASIC miner and a handful of small home box miners. And the reason I'm selling some of the home box miners is, one, to free up some electric, because I'm just maxed out at both of my sheds, my home shed as well as my ASIC mining shed that I have. So I'm maxed out on power, plus the fact that like new technology is coming out and I want to recycle some of that old hardware. So I'll be selling some of that old hardware, and I will be going ahead and reselling it. You know, I'll be selling it on my Discord. There's a channel called the Yard Sale section. Many of you guys who have been with my community, you have access to that now. The Yard Sale section is open for anybody who is above the miner status in my Discord. You move up in roles in my Discord based off of your activity in chat. It'll auto promote you. So anyone who's been in the Discord for quite some time and earned their keep, they can use the Yard Sale section to post things they have for sale. So for me, great example. One of the miners that I'm going to be looking at selling is the E9 Pro. So let's jump over real quick here. We're going to go out of kind of the normalcy here. But I do have an E9 Pro. Now, this is a little bit interesting because they don't actually list the E9 Pro model that I have on Mining Now. But if we go ahead and show Mining Now here, this is the 3.6. I have the 3800. There's actually a number of different models out there. This is my first ASIC miner, my full-size ASIC miner that I will be reselling. I'm going to be putting this up there, and you can really kind of see where it's at. My electric's around 8 cents on my ASIC shed, and Ethereum's down to $26.40 right now. So this thing is barely turning a profit per day, barely, like 65 cents. Now, a lot of people will buy, you know, these full-size miners. They'll put them on places like on Mineable. They'll stack a lot of coin. The E9 Pro has done significantly better at different points over the last 3 years. However, that slot in my shed is worth more than 70 cents per day. So I'm going to go ahead and selling this to another person individually. This thing is massive, like huge how big the E9 Pro is. My largest ASIC miner by far, because the front of it is there. So one, I could use, so one of the reasons of selling is I could use this slot for other purposes. Let me turn down this music a little bit. It's a little bit loud for me. I don't know about for you guys either. The other things I'm looking at is actually some of my home box miners that I do have. So I still have the KS1 or the KS0. I still have the KS0 Pro. I still have a bricked KS0 Ultra behind me. I got, what else do we have in there? I got some gold shell miners, some ice rivers, the small little box miners. So I think I'm going to end up selling those outright and just selling them to community members, which I think are great miners for people just getting started. Not a huge capital investment at all, and see where it goes. So here we got a great question in chat. All says, yeah, question, why would someone buy a miner like that when it makes 65 cents? Will take so long to pay it? Yeah, 100%. I think it's based off of it. So like right now I'm selling it, like right now it makes 75 cents. Actually, look at that. It's gone up 10 cents in our what, 2-minute conversation on this. Because people are looking to get into Ethereum Classic. They're looking to use it to diversify. You'll get a lot of these miners at a discounted rate. And in addition to that, it's making that now. But if you take a look, like if we go and look at CoinGecko, and we look at Ethereum Classic, what you need to look at is like when you're looking at miners, you don't necessarily want everybody really points like right now, right? You want to look at like everyone's like, oh, look at what it makes right now. But you need to look at like what that miner has the potential to make when you're buying a miner. So look where we are right now. Ethereum Classic just today has dropped significantly. It was up here about 28. Now we're down to 24. But if we look at a 3-month time period, look, we were just back here. We were at $37 to $40 a day. And if you look at the last year, we've had lots of potential in here. And then, of course, you always want to look at what an all-time high is, which is $167. So I'm not saying this miner is going to be mining when Ethereum Classic hits $167. What I like to tell people is find something in the middle. So find that value in the middle. So if it's $75, what is this miner going to make during that time period? And that's something definitely to consider when you're looking at buying miners is don't just take a current snapshot of what is this unit making today. You really need to look at different, okay, Ethereum Classic right now is only at $26.33. Now, it has the potential to go up double or triple that easily, right? So those are the things to keep in mind. Just like in chat, Logan, hey, I want to buy some stuff. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind for sure. So I'm just looking to free up some of the power here in my home mining shed. I'm looking to sell some of the small box miners because I've outgrown them. I have full-size ASIC miners mining 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐬 now, full-size ASIC miners mining a lot of the other algorithms. And I'm actually going to sell those off in my Discord. And then I actually am starting to do some builds, individual PC builds. I actually have a build. I did that Warthog rig the other week. I have another build that I'm going to be working on tonight for Thursday. So I kind of need that power. One more, why not shift the miner to mine something else? So great question, 100%. So this miner is an Ethereum Classic miner. It's only ever going to mine the ETH hash algorithm or the ETC hash algorithm. Right now, Ethereum Classic is your most profitable. When you scroll down here, you can actually see a few different ones in here. Octaspace, this unit just doesn't do as well on. But I have other miners on Octaspace as well. I have 5 other Jazz miners that mine the exact same thing. So that's kind of something to keep in mind in that regard. Let's see here. So that's something to look at, is the fact of what algorithm do you mine? So great question. But you have to remember, ASICs are application-specific integrated circuits that can only traditionally mine one algorithm that's out there. Now, you could take this and put this on Unmineable, and it would mine Ethereum Classic directly to Unmineable, but then you get to pick what it gets paid out in. So that's another avenue to look at as well as an option out there if you're interested. What is up, son of a Ravage? Welcome, welcome. So just very curious, for me, I'm looking to sell some hardware, not because I'm getting out of it, but because I'm all right, I want to take profits on some hardware and reinvest that capital. And that's definitely something to look at for sure as an avenue for some of these miners that we have out there, which I think is great. Something else I thought we'd chat about today a little bit. So anyways, if you guys are interested, in my Discord, in the yard sale section, I will have some stuff that is out there that I will be listing over the next few weeks. So keep an eye out on that yard sale section for new stuff getting listed. Something else I want to show and look at is actually, I won't go into detail a ton on this because there's been a ton of conversation. Red Panda Mining had a great YouTube video out on this earlier today, as well as there's been a few others out there as well that have done videos on the 5090. Those of you guys that are GPU miners, are you looking at the 5090? Very curious. In chat here, Dewin says, could it be smart to rent out your miners at mining rentals for profit if it marked is down a little? You could, but you're not going to rent out some of these small little miners. You could do mining rentals for sure. I am more interested in other platforms though, where you're going to make a little bit more money. I'm going to be doing a video later this week on Salad. I'm finally starting to get into Salad. What is up, Mental Mining? How are you? Thanks for coming to hang out with us. So Salad is another platform where you can be paid out in, and you can use your hardware at home, kind of like a rental service as you spoke about. But, and I'll show you actually a card that I bought for my Salad rig sitting next to me here. But interest in the 5090. So it's twice the performance of a 4090, which is absolutely insane because 4090s are so crazy. But what blows my mind is and I talked about this last night to a few people. They're listing the 5090 for pretty much $2,000, right? There isn't a chance in hell that you go to Best Buy, Walmart, Newegg, Amazon, and you see this listed for $2,000. It drives me nuts that we do see companies like NVIDIA come out and try to set the price which I think is absolutely stupid, because if they're not reselling it directly for $2,000, why are you listing a price? So like if NVIDIA is going to come out and next week they're going to start listing these for $2,000 and selling them to the general public, great. But are they going to do map pricing to Best Buy or to Newegg or to Walmart to say you have to sell these at $2,000? The answer is no. So what happens is NVIDIA is going to sell out of these in no time, and then you're going to see these price inflations occur at all these resellers. I mean, I guarantee you this miner is going to be $3,000 or more. Brian, yeah, see, it's never going to be $1,000 to $1,200 at all based off of it. It's just the demand and supply. Like, even a great example, like I don't have a lot of big GPUs. I just got this one in. This is my biggest, like most powerful GPU. I just got this in, and everyone is like, oh my gosh, like how old is a 3090? Like a few years old, but like this is my beefiest graphics card I've ever owned. The most badass and biggest graphics card I've ever owned. And this is what I'm going to be using for a rig build coming up here very, very shortly. So it's pretty wild. I'm going to be doing that rig build, working on it today, actually. And doing a video on Thursday on that unit. But like 40 series are so far out of reach for me. 5000 series, I'm not even like, it's not even in my world, my universe at all. I mean, my PC next to me has a 3080. I'm not maxing it out. None of you guys are maxing out your 30 series, like your 3080s, your 3090s for gaming, your 4000 series. Like we're in this bubble of like an iPhone, like, oh, it's a new one, so I need to go ahead and buy it, when like there's nothing wrong with your previous one. You know what I mean? Like here we got Davey in chat. I have a 4070 Ti in my PC. That is badass, dude. Good for you. What's up, Dan? Welcome. Coming over from ASIC Plug. Thanks for coming to hang out with us today. Happy to have you here. So something else I'll show you guys. Did you guys see this? This is our first t-shirt we got in from the new merch store. It's got our Dogecoin miner on. And so this is a simplistic view of the Dogecoin miner. And it's got the hobbyist miner. We got our American flag on this shoulder and the hobbyist miner logo on this shoulder. And it came out awesome. I ordered a whole bunch of the merch in. So happy with the way it turned out. I know a lot of you guys have been interested in the merch. So I'll put a link in chat if you guys want to go snag some. There's t-shirts over there. There's mugs over there. I'll show you a few real quick. And then we'll jump into some more conversation here. And yeah, some of you guys won some shirts in the past. But yes, we have, this is the featured shirt right here, which is the Bitcoin one on it. We had these designs made. These aren't copied or anything else. These designs are literally like the ASIC designs, or we had specifically contracted and made. We have an orange pill collection. Tax me if you can. That's one of my favorites that's out there. There's the Bitcoin white and the Bitcoin orange. There's a Crypto Takes No Holidays. We sold a bunch of these during Christmas, as well as a classic Bitcoin shirt. And the mug, I used my Bitcoin mug yesterday. It holds 20 ounces of coffee. Like, it's a massive mug. We also have some GPU shirts on the store. We have a few more. We have the Dogecoin one in white and also in gold. And we have a Caspa shirt. Where's all my Caspa fanboys at? We have a Caspa shirt as well. Check that one out. That one's awesome. I have that one. I got that one in. I'm going to wear it another day. Dogecoin mugs over here. We have a whole Caspa collection going green. The Dogecoin collection is called To the Moon. But yeah, we have going green in here for all of our Caspa stuff. And we even have Hobbyist Miner shirts and mugs as well. So go over and check it out, guys, on the store. And every once in a while, we go ahead and give away some of these shirts as well, which is cool. But a bunch of you guys bought them up more recently, which I think is awesome. So yeah, go check it out. They just started, some of the latest orders just started shipping, which is great. Do the shirts run larger or normal? They run normal. This is a large, is what I'm wearing right now. It's what I normally wear. 3080 Ti in my daily driver. I mine with it when I have too much solar power. That's awesome. Good for you. Yeah, the 3080 Ti is nice. That's beast. I like it. Traspa, you know, you're only calling Caspa trash because the coin's low right now. I got 17 miners on Caspa right now, and I'm loving it and not comparing. I'm just letting them stack as long as possible. You like that Caspa shirt? Very cool. Can you get a serious returns on these graphics cards? I thought they weren't very profitable. They're not. Graphics cards are not profitable at all. So, like, great example, I bought this one for $900 off Amazon. This is an Amazon refurbished, like renewed is what Amazon calls it. And I'm not going to GPU mine with it at all. I'm not going to GPU mine with it at all. I've told people very much so, GPU mining is not profitable. You can walk down the street and collect more change than your GPU mining rig is going to make in a day. However, there's a lot of hardware out there. There's a lot of hardware that already exists. And if you have it, put it to good use. So what I'm doing is I'm getting into more, they call it like compute services. So you actually, I'm going to be building this rig tonight actually for a video on Thursday, and where you can add these to different platforms and they are rented out and you're paid out for it. And it's not mining specifically. A lot of these platforms do a lot of AI compute or LM models and things like that. So I just set it on there and earn that. But that's something that I'm really excited to do, to get into, which is great. Yeah, 3090 makes 69 cents a day. Yeah, I'm not worried about the mining side with that hardware. Like GPUs and high-end GPUs absolutely put on AI as a service for sure. Day-to-day GPU mining is slow and low, but you can do some spec mining. Yep, 100%. That's what I tell people. I got 2 GPU spec rigs running. They're completely speculative, but I have the hardware already. I wouldn't be running them if I didn't. Like, I wouldn't go out and buy and spend the money if I didn't already have it. Yep, AI is the way to go, 100%. 100%. That's what I'm recommending to people for sure. And that's definitely the avenue that I'm looking at. So yeah, definitely agree. Something else to take a look at here. Did you guys see this? Now, this wasn't dropped in many places today. And I'm eager to see. I actually messaged Kanan about this to see how legitimate this is. So if we go ahead and zoom in a little bit here, this is the Canaan Avalon Mini 3, not the Nano 3, the Mini 3. That's doing 37.5 terahash at 800 watts. So if you guys like the Nano 3, this thing is significantly more. The Nano 3 was what, like 140 watts at like 4 terahash. This is 37.5 terahash at 800 watts. So you can get by with it as a home miner for sure. You can run it off a 120 volt for sure. Yeah, I actually messaged Kanan to be like, hey, is this legitimate? And I'm waiting to see. What do I recommend for older GPUs, 3000 and 6000? Unfortunately, I recommend spec mining with your with those GPUs, which means you're not going to make any money. It's not profitable. You're going to mine into different coins. What I do is I put them on, I go on hashrate.no, at least for now, and I go and look at what those GPUs can make the most yield on. So we were on, I have 123070s. We had those on �սկ𝐤𝐬𝐿 for like over a month, like 6 weeks, stacking that. And I have millions of �սկ𝐤𝐬𝐿 now. It's not profitable, but if �սկ𝐤𝐬𝐿 ends up pumping, great. I do super well and I'll cash it out. That is the world of home GPU mining now, is pure spec plays with zero profitability for sure. Taking a look here. So I have a 4080 Super. I can do AI computing and make money. Yep. Mickey no likey. I will have a video coming out on Thursday. Keep an eye out for that. You can absolutely do that, which will be very, very cool, which is nice. That's badass. New Nano 3S. Oh, really? 6 terahash at 140 watts. Yeah. So this unit I'm very interested on because one, you can get away with it at 120 volts as a home miner. It's 800 watts, so it's not terrible. And it's 37.5 terahash, which is pretty decent as well. So I'm waiting to hear back from Kanan. I did tell them like, hey, if this is legitimate, love to get my hands on it. Looks like it ships in March. So that would be great. But Mining Now does have that. Now, something I'm looking at Mining Now is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, Mining Now is expanding to not just ASICs, but look at this. They're expanding into GPUs right here. I saw this the other day. It's not out yet. Discover the best GPUs for crypto mining to boost efficiency and profitability with top performing options for your rig. So the nice thing is Mining Now, you're going to now start to become your kind of one-stop shop for everything with mining, which I think is great. So definitely keep an eye out on that with your GPU mining. Let's swap over here. Show you guys a few other things that I've had my eye on. Have you guys been looking at those new iPollo miners? Guides here says, thanks. I happen to have a house with 52 solar panels with an average of 0 electric bill the last 2 years, so I can be profitable in spec mine. Yeah, you could spec mine with it. Doesn't mean it's going to be profitable. And you have to keep in mind, as you put larger miners on that, it will eat up your electric bill in 2 seconds. I have 42 panels on my roof, and I don't even calculate in my solar when I'm looking at my electric because a miner will literally eat up all of that solar. Like solar is not very efficient. I turned on 8 6600 rigs for 4 hours yesterday and hit a solo chlor block. Wow, good for you. 170 chlor. That's fantastic. What is up, Milkman? Thanks for coming to hang out with us today. So yeah, have you guys looked at these new iPollo miners that have been chatted about more recently? We have, I don't even think they have. Oh, they do. Here we go. Let me open these up here. There's 2 different miners to take a look at that we can look at here. And actually, I want to bring up the one that I have, which is this one right here. So iPollo is releasing these, and iPollo has been super quiet over during the entire bear market. We've heard nothing from iPollo at all. And if you look at iPollo, it's very interesting. So I have the iPollo V1H. This is 950 mega hash, and it's actually it goes on 120 volt, it's 750 watts, but it's actually liquid cooled. It's like an all-in-one liquid cooled solution. This unit is silent as can be, puts off a little bit of heat, has a radiator in it. It's all water blocked. But if you guys aren't familiar, it's a gelatin inside there. It's not actually water. And it's not like you have to deal with the liquid or anything. It's all self-contained. But I got this unit back in September of 2023 when it first launched. They're actually coming out with a V2H. It's half the power. Look at this. 950 mega hash at 750 watts, right? If we swap over, look at the V2H. 34 mega hash. So more than that. What is that? What is 3,400 divided by 950? 3.5. And the watts is almost half the watts that they're coming out with this unit here. So this unit, the V2H, is going to be awesome. Travel says, I love the V1 Hydro. It sits on top of my fridge. Oh, there you go. Yeah, isn't it wild? And this thing's doing $3.68 a day, which I think is awesome. Be really good to put on Mineable or onto Octaspace. Mine currently is on Octaspace, is what I have my iPollo V1H on currently right now. And it's been doing really, really good. I've been stacking Octaspace for a while now. Drew in chat says, new guy here trying to figure out this whole mining thing. Do you have a series of videos geared towards that? I watched a bunch of your older videos trying to get a grasp. Yep. So I'd highly recommend you go back and watch my older videos, because that is when I started to get into mining. And I just literally didn't know what I didn't know, filmed everything and shared it with you. So I learned along the way. I think that's a great way to go. In my Discord, if you join my Discord, Drew, there's a link down below. There is a sub channel for beginners to start here, and there's a few playlists that I list out. So definitely go check those out for sure. Something else to take a look at is this guy, which this is such a weird shape. I feel like this is just a dressed up X1. Do you guys remember the iPollo X1? I feel like that's exactly what this is here. With this design and everything like that. That's exactly what this looks like. It's like the X1. What's the release date of the V2? Says April. But this unit looks like the X1, just now called the V2X. And I'm hoping they got rid of that orange pie that you had to buy with it in the USB deal. I'm hoping this is a standalone miner. We don't know much about it, because if it's not a standalone miner, I think and I have a feeling it's not. I think they're just repurposing the X1 units. But this unit's still 1200 mega hash at only 165 watts. Fantastic home miner. Even this is at 8 cents. You're making $1.31 a day. So definitely keep my eyes out on these iPollo miners that are out there. As what can we really do with these? Which would be really, really cool. Let's see. I live in an efficiency 1-room place, but do not pay for electricity. What miner do you recommend for good profitability? So any miner you buy is going to give off heat. So keep that in mind. Anything you buy is going to give off heat. So you have 2 ways to go. You could buy a home miner, run it in that room, but it's going to give off heat. So yeah, that might be great right now based off of where you live, if it's like a winter or fall climate. But if you're in the summer, that heat doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? So that's the really nice thing there. However, if you have a few $1,000s to spend, I wouldn't spend it on a home miner. I would go ahead and actually buy a miner and have it hosted. So in Wisconsin, I was just out in Wisconsin at Metered Mining. They host full-size ASIC miners out there. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, is hey, if you're looking to spend a few $1,000s, buy a big boy miner and have it hosted. A great play for looking at home miners. You could go with, like, as Dan had said in chat, the DG Home, which is a good avenue to go with for sure. I have several videos on the DG Home. I'm actually going to be working on a new video here on the DG Home miner for a beginner's guide for setting that up, coming up next week, actually. Another avenue to look at is if you want to get something hosted. AL3, not super expensive, maybe $4,000, give or take. I'd have to go ahead and take a look. But definitely something to look at, depending on how fast you want your landlord to kick you out because you're consuming. Well, so you're not going to consume 5,000 watts. So like home miners aren't going to use 5,000 watts. Most of your full-size ASIC miners aren't going to consume 5,000 watts. If you're looking at the DG Home 1, so to give you an idea, what is that? 600 watts, I think it is. Let's take a look. 630 watts. So your landlord is not going to throw a fit over 630 watts. So that's something to keep in mind. I have 2 videos on this. Go over and check them out on the channel. Just within the last few weeks, these were released. These are great script miners. They're silent. They do give off a decent amount of heat. They are water blocked and water cooled. So that does work out really, really well. However, I do think if you're going to have something hosted and you're like, all right, I got like $5,000 to play with, I probably will look at something like the AL3 for sure. Let's see. Don Sean in here says, I'm new to mining and ready to dive in. Are there any miners you recommend purchasing for $1,500 that could potentially earn a return on my investment within 6 months? No. So first off, $1,500 isn't a big budget. You're not going to find even a lot of home miners at that price. This unit here is not even at $1,500. You're over $2,000 for sure. And your ROI of 6 months is not realistic. You're not making an ROI of 6 months on any investment in traditional investing. So what I actually tell people is if you're coming into this from a traditional investing atmosphere, it's going to be tough for you. If you're looking at your first question is like, what is my ROI? This is going to be tough for you. I actually tell people to eliminate ROI from your vocabulary. And this is not not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be honest, because here's why. An ROI that I give you right now is going to change an hour from now. That's hard for people from traditional finance or traditional investing to understand, because crypto is so volatile. It changes so quickly. Miner profitability changes so quickly because it reflects the price of the coin that it mines. $1,500 is still something you could play with to get your foot in the door and buy a small little box miner to help understand it. But you're not going to ROI in 6 months, and you're not going to make a lot of money off of $1,500. So just want to make sure that you totally understand that for sure. But there's definitely a lot of different avenues you could go. Don Sean, feel free to post in Discord and chat with the group there. I'm involved in there all the time as well. And we could find you a miner for $1,500 to get your feet wet. But don't expect to make that money back. That $1,500 will teach you how to mine. So that's how you should look at your return on that investment for sure. Pittsburgher here, really need a good profitable miner under $500. Also, Fire Tomlin, there you go. Once again, you're looking to come in with minimal capital and you want to be profitable and make a bunch of money. That's going to be tough. $500 is not much money to get into it. Just realistic for you for sure. I'm not saying you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars. However, and you were asking about the DG Home 1. I actually have a sample unit of the DG Home 1. I've had the DG Home 1 for 2 months now, since beginning of November. And I got it as a sample unit from AlphaPex to help promote the product. Traverse Travelers, KS0 Ultra, $200. Perfect. Is it going to make you any money? No, at least not right now, but it's going to teach you about mining. You're going to, build a wallet of Caspa. And yeah, you might be profitable down the road at one point, but you're not making a ton of money for sure. I mean, if you just want to learn to mine, why not buy a BitAxe? Well, the downside is of a BitAxe is a solo miner. So that's not really going to help you as much on understanding getting payouts, how pools work. I mean, you literally, with a BitAxe, you throw it on a pool and you're done and you walk away from it and you come back 20 years later. You know what I mean? Like with a BitAxe, that's kind of how that unit works. Yeah, I mean, if we were to come in here on mining now, some miners that would come to mind for me would be something like the AL2 Lite. This is a great miner that I think is going to make you some money per day. It's 500 watts. You can get away with it at home. And it makes about $1.44 per day. Is it within some of the budgets that we heard? Not necessarily, but it's a home miner. You can run it at home. It's easy to use. You can, and you're still turning a profit per day of $1.44, which is, I think, good. I don't know that I would recommend the mini Doge miners. Those are tough right now, just based off of some of the numbers with script miners and everything. The Flu miner's good, but the Flu miner hasn't released yet, and the Flu miner also is like $5,000. So I do have one of these coming over the next few weeks. I'm talking with ASL Miner. They're actually sending me one. This has not released yet. I don't think they're going to ship in January at all. We'll have to see. But this unit's doing well, $12.21 a day. It is using 1200 watts. This is like almost an entire 15 amp 120 volt at your house. So if you run this in your garage and your garage door opens, it could kill this miner and pop that breaker. It is 5.3 gigahash, which is really good. So the efficiency is really good on this miner. But the downside is that this miner runs for almost $5,000. And that's making $12 a day. So that should help you guys start to understand, like, okay, this miner is $5,000. It makes $12 a day. If you're looking to get rich off of this, you're not going to come in and spend $500. You just got the AL2 Lite. Nice. I did not order one, and I wish I would have. I was looking into a Helium XM station miner. Any thoughts? I think it's a great idea. My Weather XM unit has been great. I've been stacking Weather XM. Are you going to get rich off of it? No. Is it a fun toy to play with? Because you can tell the weather and stuff like that, and it's your own weather station. Yes, and you're making some of the Weather XM token. Awesome. But and you can flip it over to like Solana and stuff. But you're not going to make a ton of money off of that. But the miner's only what, $400. So being realistic, you're not going to make a ton of money off of that either. So reality is kind of rough for some people because you're coming in with limited capital. But I think it's good to get in and learn. I would say if you're coming in with anything under $2,000, remove even profitability and ROI from your mind and just think, I'm going to spend $2,000 to learn about mining and have fun with it, play with it, understand it, pools, wallets, crypto, exchanges, all of that. Anything under $2,000 is just going to be a learning experience. And that's hard for some people because $2,000 is a lot of money for a home miner when getting started. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. I saw that it was self-efficient with solar panels. Yeah, it has a little solar panel on it on the Weather XM unit, and it uses that during the day to run it, and then at night it uses these little batteries that you have in it. So would you recommend getting a miner hosted or buying a home miner for another 5 to 8K range? 1,000%, I would recommend buying a full-size miner and having it hosted. There's so many people that want to get into mining and make money, and they come in with you like 5 to 8 grand, great amount of capital to step into it, to invest with. And hosting is your next stop because dealing with electrical build out, dealing with heat, dealing with the noise, screaming, you can hear it multiple stories up, honestly. But then on top of all of that, if you don't have really good electric rates, it doesn't matter about you have the electrical build out, you have good heat management, you can deal with the noise. If your electric rate is high, there's no point in running that there. How much do you charge to host miners? I do not host miners. However, I have my miners hosted at 4 different facilities. If you go into my Discord, there's a link down below. There is a channel for where to host, and you can see all the places I host with, what miners I'm hosting there, contact information, mining farm tours. You could see all of that in where to host. And I even have the ability, guys, if you guys literally want one-on-one help, you want to talk with me, there's a link down below for consulting. I do one-on-one consulting multiple times a week. Feel free to reach out. I was just on 4 consulting calls last night. 4 different people looking to get into mining that had no clue where to get started. And now they've bought miners and they're hosting with them, which I think is fantastic. I put over 630 L9s into hosting for clients in the last month. Hosting is awesome. It's just turnkey, off and ready to go. And especially if you host with the right companies. You're not hosting with these companies. I had a guy the other day that was like, yeah, I looked at this hosting company and they wanted 12 months of electric. And I was like, don't touch that company with a 10-foot pole. Because guess what? You pay them for 12 months of electric up front for a miner. What guarantees your uptime? Nothing. Zero. Those are the companies that have like 80%, 90% uptime, and they're abysmal. Instead, you work with companies where you pay every month for the electric you actually use, and they don't make money unless you're making money. So yeah, make sure you guys check that out. I have 4 different hosting companies I recommend. Make sure that you guys go do check that out. How long does it take you for your first rewards on GeoNet? Just hit my first week last night. I think, yeah, you get paid every 24 hours. On the GeoNet map, there's under Miner, and I think it's Wallet. You click on Wallet, and you'll see it paid there. I plan on getting a call with you, but not sure what to ask. Well, all the questions that you're talking about in chat. What do I buy? How do I get started? How much money do I need? How does hosting work? How do wallets work? How does a pool work? Like, those are all the common questions I talk about with people all the time. Love to talk with you, Drew. Great idea, guys. Thank you so much. One more. I'm an electronic repair shop 25 years in. Could I source the parts and build your own miner? Would this be profitable? No, probably not. And all the parts you're going to source are going to be old and outdated. And also, you're not building anything that, like, honestly, ASIC miners are very simple. You have a control board, you have 3 hash boards traditionally, and a power supply and fans, and that's it. You're not going to, like, save money by, like, buying one of those parts and, like, fixing it. It's just going to be easier because you're going to spend so much money on parts. Like, at the end of the day, you're looking to get up and mining as fast as possible to ride this wave of profitability, not spend weeks or months tinkering just to have a Frankenstein thing, to be honest with you. But yeah. Let's see. Yep. So that's where we're at. So guys, we're going to stream for a few more minutes. I'm just streaming over my lunch break today. I was showing off the new shirt. Several of you guys ordered some of these. This is the Dogecoin ASIC miner shirt. Check it out. We had this designed. One of the designers, Greg, is doing a lot of the shirts for us. Simplistic design. We have Dogecoin, Kaspa, and Bitcoin design ASICs. Each shirt has the American flag, distressed American flag on the one sleeve, as well as the Hobbyist Miner on the other sleeve. Can't really see it. There you go. So go check those out on the store if you guys are interested. Let me put a link in chat to the store if you guys want. Go check those out. I did just get a number. I ordered all my own apparel, no discount or anything like that. I did just go ahead and get in a ton of shirts and the mugs. So I'll be showing them off on future streams. I just used the Bitcoin mug for the first time yesterday, and that was awesome. 20 ounces of coffee. So it fits a lot, which is great. I like getting a larger cup of even if I have 1 cup of coffee in it, because when I'm carrying it down the steps, that coffee is not spilling over. What electricity prices where you live versus the price of hosting? Right now at my ASIC mining shed, I'm at 8 cents. However, my hosting is at 9.5 cents. I host at 4 different hosting companies. The prices do range based off of the price that you pay, and it's definitely something to keep in mind for sure. But even if you were to come in and you had the exact same price as a hosting company, what you have to remember is you got to pay for electrical build out. You have to pay for at home for heat management. How are you going to deal with all that heat? And then finally, how are you going to deal with all that noise? So there are definitely things that you have to work on. What wallet for GeoNet? You can use MetaMask. Yep. Good call there. DJ's the man to ask about GeoNet for sure. Hey man, wow, I can talk. What's up, Gabe? Hey man, wow, I think you meant love, and it keeps throwing me off trying to read live. Love the show. Thoughts on home solar setups for small miners? I do not recommend solar at all. So if you have solar, feel free to use it, but your miners are going to eat your solar alive, and your electric bill is no longer going to be zero. Don't let people fool you. If you don't have solar, try to do some of the math when you start to look at this, but the cost to build out solar is not going to zero out your miners. Great idea. I have 42 panels on my roof. I got them before I got into crypto mining. I don't even consider them when I calculate my power out, because they get eaten up in 2 seconds, the power that my solar panels make. I have 42 panels, 12 kilowatt system. If you were to buy one full-size miner, it would use 33 of those panels, and it would only mine 4 hours out of the day at peak sun. Solar is not efficient. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. If you want to run some home miners, like, hey, you got a little miner here that's 60 watts or 20 watts or 100 watts, okay, fine. But if you want to talk about earning money and profitability, solar is not the way to go. Do your math. calculate it out before you go down that rabbit hole. Look at the miners you want to look at and then determine your solar. The amount of capital. I had a guy from the Congo that was going to get into solar, wanted to build a whole solar setup out. We worked together. He had all the quotes. We talked about everything. Finally, at the end of our conversation, he was like, I'm going to invest $250,000 in solar, in batteries, and this whole setup. Why don't I just take $250,000 and invest it into hosting and buy miners and just have them hosted, and I'm up and running in 3 weeks. And I'm not dealing with any of this. And my capital for operating cost is now put into ASICs to earn more profit. It just, I hate to say it, but yes, solar's not the way to go. It does not make sense. Yeah, that's the thing. Your sun is only for certain hours in a day. Yep. 100%. Intrepid, I get it. Yep, I get it. It is not a good way to do it. Hobbyist, at your current electric rate, wouldn't it be cheaper if you just run your own miners? I do. I run all my own miners, but I'm maxed out on power. You have to remember, like, you can I have 28 miners at my home ASIC shed. That's maxed out. I've maxed out that 400 amp service. So I'm continuing to grow and expand. So I'm sending them out for hosting. I don't have if I had an endless amount of power at 8 cents, it'd be totally different. Totally different for sure. Absolutely. Guys, we'll hang out here for just a few more minutes, then we're going to wrap things up for today, just streaming during our lunch break. Yep. Yes, sir. Great session. Oh, thank you, Rupert. Yeah, I mean, these live streams are really just to answer your questions, me to go off on tangents, and to talk about different subjects going on within the crypto space, which is, I think, awesome. Those of you guys that aren't familiar, I will be, my next event, next month, I'm going to be going to Texas to an off-grid mining farm. Can't wait to film that. Going to do a whole mining farm tour there. They actually do classes on and sell courses on off-grid mining. They're not talking about solar. They're talking about oil. They're talking about flare gas. They're talking about natural gas. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait to get into that side of mining that I haven't dabbled into. And then March, I'm actually going to be down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at Mining Disrupt. I don't know if any of you guys are thinking about going or you're eyeing it up. It is the largest mining event in the United States. Highly recommend it. I've been the last 2 years. It's been an absolute joy, especially if you're brand new to mining and thinking about it, or you're a mining farm operator. That whole spectrum, there's value in going for sure. Definitely recommend it 100%. You mentioned Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Yes, there's a company in Wisconsin. Go check out under my mining farm tours. It's a company called Metered Mining. They actually have a few of my units there as well. So go check it out. And you can buy and host there as well. Just check out on my Discord. There's a where to host and where to buy section. Those will help you out. South Texas. Yes. I don't remember where exactly it is. I have to look. I don't remember where my flight is for it, but definitely something to check out. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head out for today. I'm going to go ahead and throw up more details on Mining Disrupt. If you guys are interested in coming and joining me there, I will be there the entire time. Other than that, guys, I was going to be live streaming on Friday, but I have to attend a funeral, so I won't be live streaming on Friday. So I will see you guys next Tuesday around the same time. All right, you guys have a good one. Take care. Mining Disrupt 2025 is just around the corner, and I've partnered up with the team over at Mining Disrupt to help spread the word. If you're on the fence about going, I highly recommend it. This year, it's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I've been to Mining Disrupt for the last 2 years, and I can't imagine missing it. Mining Disrupt is packed full of fellow crypto miners just like you and me. Whether you're a home GPU miner, a mid-size farm operator, or a big hosting company, Mining Disrupt is a home for all crypto miners. At Mining Disrupt, you can expect brand new mining hardware releases, a chance to listen to amazing speakers, killer after parties, and a chance to meet your favorite content creators. Grab your tickets via the link directly down below or by scanning this QR code, and you'll receive 20% off. I'll see you guys there.